Have you seen the director of Marvel Rivals and the whole team is laid off? Yeah, I did see that. I guess we can talk about that now. Give me 1 second. And Marvel Rivals director and team has been laid off. Thaddeus, I didn't even know that was a real word. I thought that was just a boss in Nax. Okay, so people actually are called Thaddeus. That's crazy. Sasser, game director, and Jack Burrows, level designer, among the affected. The illusion of free choice. Make a failed live service. You and your team are laid off. Make a successful live service. You and your team are also laid off. So let's take a look at what this person posted. So this is the game director of Marvel Rivals. And apparently the entire Seattle studio has been totally let go. This is such a weird industry. My stellar, talented team just helped deliver an incredibly successful new franchise in Marvel Rivals for NetEase Games, and we were just laid off. Oh well, times are tough all over. Let's find these incredible people new jobs because we all need to eat, right? Today I'm going to spar with the inspiring Gary McGee. During the course of the project, Gary was fine to work with, and basically that's about it. And let's see here. On top of it, he's a nice person to do. He holds some strong, wrong opinions on video games. He's highly competitive. Okay, yeah, sure. And so that's basically it. And why that? Really weird. Bad sign for the game. They got a successful game going now. They're asking them to replace with native workers who will be cheaper, operating on the assumption that they won't need the same talent to sustain the game now that the foundation is laid. I think that's what makes the most sense. And this is another guy that posted about it. Hey folks, just got laid off of my job working at Marvel Rivals with NetEase. Was an enormous pleasure to work with my American coworkers who joined me in this sad culling. They're calling it a culling. I couldn't just dodge that big boot, I guess, no matter how big of the success of the gig. So now I'm looking for a new role, and I'd appreciate your support. That sucks. I mean, for these guys, I mean, I really feel bad for them in a way, right? Because they did come out, they made a good game, and they got rid of them because they aren't part of the China team. Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, that's what I would assume too. Redundant positions, maybe that's it. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the guys because it's like, you know, you work your ass off, you make a good game, and then you still get fired. I mean, again, like, obviously a business is going to do what it needs to do to make money, but at the same time, it's got to be disappointing for the people that are making the game to have something like this happen. This sucks dick. And so, yeah, that's the way I feel about it, at least. Let's see here. And games is way worse. Well, the reason why games is worse, so let me explain why. So basically, in a lot of jobs, you have things like this, right? And with games, you probably have things like this. And what I mean by this is that this is the amount of work that you're spending, right? Like, this is work, this is time. So video games, they develop for them to be efficient at this work point, but then when they go down to this work point, they don't need these people here. So these people end up getting fired. And that's what happens. And so it's a cyclical, that's a great way of putting it. It's a cyclical development cycle. And that cyclical development cycle causes it to where a lot of people don't have any job stability because there really isn't any to begin with, right? Learning? Yeah, only if there's no sequel. Well, I mean, yeah, but like, or they're not making any other games. I mean, there could be, this is true in literally any job. Well, it's not though, right? So let me give you an example. Like if you're working at McDonald's, there's going to be busy days, right? If it's a holiday or Memorial Day or something like that, I bet there'd probably be more people on average at McDonald's. But there's not like a big McDonald's project that everybody is putting double hours into for like 3 months or 1 month out of the year. And then after that project, you bring in a bunch of new people to like make sure this happens, right? International Fatty Day, everybody goes to McDonald's. But you see kind of what my point is here with this? And store openings, exactly. And so, like, this is not true with a lot of jobs. Now, ironically, this is actually what was true with the IRS. And I actually was a victim of this myself. So, basically, right here, so this is the way the IRS worked. So, the tax date usually every single year is April 15th in America. So, leading up to April 15th in America, you are going to have a huge amount of people that are filing their taxes, right? Massive amount of people filing taxes. And that means that you need extra people that work there that are going to help process all of those forms. And that's what I would do. I would process all of those forms at that time. I would come in and you would work 12 hours a day for like fucking 3 weeks. And then you had like probably 2 or 3 months in between that where like things were pretty, because it would go up and down, right? It's like this right here is, let's say, January, and this right here is, let's say, May, right? And so, but after that, like, let's say you're getting down into, I guess probably October be high too, because you have there's an extension return form, but like, let's just assume that doesn't exist. So what happens is that once we get under this threshold, that's when these people get fired. And that's how I got fired. Or they actually didn't fire me, they let me go, right? It was a temporary job. They said, yeah, come in here, come do all the work. I would do that. I did that for 2 years. And then I moved over and I started going to college. That was about it. And so it makes sense to me. Exactly. It was a great job too, by the way. Great job. Seasonal work. Yeah, exactly. And this is also categorized in unemployment as well. But basically, it's like I'm just giving you an example and like different parallels about how this also makes sense in other industries. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. It's looking like Marvel Rivals the entire, and this is the other thing too, keep in mind, and his entire Seattle-based team, the entire team, absolutely yeeted and deleted. That's crazy. I feel really bad for these guys, honestly. It really sucks. But I think this is the new normal, and this is how it's always going to be. And it's just going to keep getting worse. This is, in my opinion, this is the best it's ever going to be. I'll read a few comments about it and then move on. I think you're extrapolating on this too much. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because this isn't an extrapolation. This is something that's happened like this. How many layoffs have we had, right, in games? This has been like the 50th layoff. It's not like this is my one point on the graph and I'm saying, oh, look, this is where the world's going. No, this is like the 50th point on the graph. So that's how I see it. Why do you think they always post this on Twitter? Because they want to get hired by other people on social media, and they probably also want attention, and they're probably also sad, and so they want to have people tell them that it's sad that they got fired. Like, I mean, there's probably like multiple reasons. Like on Facebook, there's people that post that they get fired from their job all the time. And so like, that's really it. Yeah, it's the signal they're looking for a new job. There's like 5 or 6 different reasons, let's be honest, right? I mean, I'd probably be doing the same thing. Games are a luxury industry, dude. There are always new games being made, new studios. They'll have their previous work on their resume for the next job. You can say that for anything, but what I'm saying is that if you can't understand, how is gaming a luxury industry in a way that other types of programming isn't? Is it because you're building an entertainment product, so it's considered a luxury industry? Like, I don't really think that I don't think that tracks. I don't think that makes a lot of sense.